What's up, podcast fans? It's your buddy Adam, the PhD, the previously heavy dude, and this is a very special edition of the Million Pound Mission podcast. I'm fired up that you are here. This is a special reboot strategy session. You get to listen in as I do a 15-minute hot seat session with one of my Transformation ReBoot clients, and we're going to dive deep on their top transformation danger zone. I think you get a lot out of these. You know, I'm somebody that's in the trenches. I enjoy working hands-on with clients and really digging deep on the areas that can really benefit them, that they can see the most impact from. I think a lot of these episodes you'll listen and go, man, I struggle with that too. And you're going to hear my best strategies and solutions for each one of those danger zones. So if you are digging this, hit me up on Instagram at Million Pound Mission. Let me know. But also, if you're like, wow, how can I participate in something like this amazing program? How do I do it, Adam? Tell me. Well, I'll let you know after the episode. I'll give you all the details on how you can become a Transformation ReBoot client and how you can save 50% on your launch fee and all the good information there. So hang out after the episode to get dialed in with the Transformation ReBoot program. But without further ado, let's dive into this strategy session. All right, Philip, hot seat time, brother.
Yes.
So it's super early. Good job, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. I saw you pop on there. I'm like, yes, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, you'd be proud of me. I was up early this morning, so that's good.
Good. So I think a good use of our time, and you can correct me if you don't feel like this is right, but I kind of want to get you fired up. Like I want to focus on igniting the fire a little bit because you've been having some struggles, a little bit of we need to dial in the focus, dial in the intensity a little bit. But I think it all starts with just let's really figure out the motivation. How does that sound?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the things like fitness goals? Like you've had some really good streaks where you've just crushed it. So let's start by analyzing that. Like what was firing you up at that time, and like what was kind of the thing that was fueling that drive when you were really, really on point and plugged in?
I mean, if we go back, several years to when I was in Bloomington, I mean, the big thing for me was I looked forward to going to class and seeing everybody and, watching everybody hit their goals and trying to do it myself. I mean, that was huge for me.
Yeah.
And, even though I kind of fizzled out there at the end, that was still a huge motivator for me. So now not having anything like that has been tough. But I'm trying not to make that an excuse to not do my workouts and try to succeed just for me. But that's been tough. And then, the food thing, man, I just feel, I'm pretty directionless at the moment, I told Emily the other day, I said, I'm just going to eat your vegan food. I don't care if I choke on it and it tastes terrible. I'm just going to do it because if I don't have, it's hard for me to say this, but I don't have the self-discipline right now to not go to Taco Bell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's not that bad. I'll just go ahead. And I know better. It's one of those things, like when you're doing it, you're like, why am I doing this? I shouldn't be doing this. Don't do this. But you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm kind of stuck in that place right now.
Yeah.
It's just, my life is just one big regret after another when it comes to health and fitness stuff.
Well, I mean, I still think it's just that equation of the why versus the why not. Like we just have to stoke that fire on the side of the why you want to accomplish something, and also just keep adding bricks to that, and just keep building it up, and then eventually that's going to overpower. Because I feel like that's what you've been there before. I mean, you've been there with the when you're here in town, you've done it. Like the first 2 weeks of the Million Pound Mission boot camp, you crushed that. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we can get that. You've proven to me, you've proven to yourself that you can do it, and you've had gaps where you've kind of lost it in between. So we know that you can be a comeback kid and do that too. So everything that we need to accomplish, you've already done. So you've proven that you can do that. So that's something that's good. Do you feel like all of this is centered mainly with just your health and fitness, or do you feel like work is kind of going the same way, or do you feel like that there's a separation there?
No, I feel like it's pretty much going the same way. You know, it's I'm a stress eater, like I'm sure a lot of people are. That's kind of my go-to.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. I need to find some. You know, I spend all day telling people they need to use their healthy coping strategies, and I feel like I don't have any of my own.
Right.
So I feel a little hypocritical sometimes about that. But food is definitely the constant for me. I don't really have another way that I'm dealing with stress right now.
Yeah.
And it's always stuck with me when you say that the hardest part, it's like you're rolling a boulder and the hardest part is stopping it and getting it going the other direction. I feel like I'm trying so hard to stop it rolling the wrong way, but it's been difficult.
Okay. So I think a good plan of action might be, I want to create something super simple that kind of gets you just in the right state. Like I'm a big Tony Robbins guy, and you change your state, you change your life, you change your mindset, you change your story, you change your life.
Yeah.
So I want to come up with some sort of like a 5-minute or less routine that you can do at the beginning of the day that lights you up.
Okay.
All right. And I think that if we just do that and initiate some positivity and just flip that positive mindset on at the beginning of the day, then that's going to be, that's the first step. And that's what we have to do. Like right now, when we see that boulder rolling down the hill at us, the first thing we have to do is just plant our feet firmly in the ground and say, okay, I'm embrace for impact. And that's kind of like what this is. So like, what do you think, like, if you get a hold of some information and it fires you up, is it usually like watching a video or listening to something or listening to music or reading something? Like, so is it more video, audio, or like reading type thing?
Yeah, kind of any and all of them. I love the podcasts. I love these calls. Most of the books you've recommended to, actually all the books you've recommended to me, I've really enjoyed. I feel like there's a lot of things that do get me kind of fired up. I still need to read The Power of Habit. In fact, I was in a training the other day and they brought that up and started reading some excerpts from it. I was like, man, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Like I need to get on that. And I have a copy of it. I just haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of all of the above. I do get fired up, and it's, one of kind of that same struggle with feeling hypocritical. I mean, I tell everybody, I hear people talking about trying to lose weight. I'm like, oh, have you heard of the Million Pound Mission podcast? I'm telling people to listen to you. And I'm like, this is great stuff. And I buy into it and I like it, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So I think it's, again, too, just going to be plugging in. I know we talked about that before, and I didn't do it. And I honestly I can't tell you why I didn't do it. I don't know why. Well, I wanted to, and I knew it was important. I just didn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really easy to get into the day, and we're just in our day, and then by the end of it, it's the end of the day, and you're like, well, damn, I didn't get any of that shit done.
Yep.
So, and I've been there too. But let's dial in on this. We're going to call it Philip's 5-minute fire up. And I want you we're going to come up with something that you can do for 5 minutes at the beginning of the day. Like, so before you leave the house, you can't leave the house. And I want you to tell Emily, also, like, lock the door, Emily. Don't let PH out of the house until he's done his 5-minute fire up. So I think it can be, and it doesn't have to be my stuff. Like I want it to be something that you don't need anybody else to do. Like it's just something that you can do by yourself. And you can either make it, like, what do you think would be better? Do you want options, or do you want a specific routine? So for example, if you choose options, we could say, well, here's a book I could read for 5 minutes. Here's a podcast I could listen to for 5 minutes. Here's a YouTube video that I could watch for 5 minutes. Or you have a specific routine where maybe you read something for 2 minutes and then you watch a video. Or do you want specific, or do you want options?
I think for me, specific is going to work better.
Okay. So let's dial into those mediums. Like, what do you want, a specific thing that you do every single day, or do you want like alternating days? So Monday is I read 5 minutes of a book. Tuesday I listen to 5 minutes of a podcast. Wednesday I go on YouTube and I search, Clay Matthews Green Bay Packers videos, and that can be it. Like, we've used that before. So do you want that kind of routine? I feel like, knowing you, I feel like that might be better instead of the same thing every single day, because I feel like I think stimulus is good for you.
Yeah.
I also feel like you having control is good for you. So I feel like sometimes when you go on these power cheats, I almost feel like you feel out of control, and the only way you can feel in control is by saying, screw it, I'm cheating. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
So I think giving you a little bit of play in this, but you have control where you can choose, okay, today is book day, today is podcast day, or today is watch a video day. But one of those three things, but spend 5 minutes. I literally want you to set an alarm on your phone that's a 5-minute timer, and you just build this into your morning routine. So it's like, wake up, use the bathroom, and eat or whatever, and do your 5-minute fire up, get dressed, go out the door.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, it does not have to be anything that's like Million Pound Mission related or anything like that, but just like whatever you think is just going to light you up. And I think it'd be good for you to just spend a little bit of time, get your book. You get The Power Habit. You can read that for 5 minutes. You can, maybe search on YouTube and just bookmark a few videos. Like, there's a lot of, just search like fitness motivation, and there'll be 10 million videos that, something that you can watch, or, podcast, 5 minutes, whatever you want. And then, maybe, it can build. So maybe then you're like, well, I'm gonna do 5 minutes of push-ups now next. And and if you choose to do that, then cool, do that. Or maybe on the way to work, you listen to more of the podcasts that you started listening to, then do that. But you don't have to. But that's another way for you to have control and feel like you're in control of this situation that's been kind of uncontrollable for you the last few weeks. So is this making sense? Is this feeling like it's
absolutely
the right direction?
I think I can commit to that, and one of the things Coach Brooke has been talking with me about, and we've talked about before, is small, manageable goals that I can have. You can start to pile those victories on top of each other.
Yep.
And I think this is a great way to enforce that.
Yeah, it's like we're at the beginning of the day, we're going to light the fuse. And then we see what happens after that. There's no pressure. Maybe you make amazing choices. Maybe you don't make the best choices. But every morning, we light the fuse. We light the fuse. We light the fuse. Every 5-minute fire up. And I think the only rule is don't do something that if you feel like, oh, this is a pain in the ass or whatever. So it's got to be something that you're like psyched to do. So if you wake up and you're psyched to read a book, then read a book. If you wake up and you're psyched to listen to a podcast, so maybe you're running behind and you're like, I got to brush my teeth and get my food ready. Well, do your 5-minute fire up, plug in the earbuds, listen to a podcast for 5 minutes while you set up something else. So be efficient. But if you're really just feeling out of it, just sit there and think, all right, what would really light me up today? Maybe it's something funny. Maybe I know you and I have shared a few laughs along the way here, and we both enjoy that. But maybe it's like you kick on like YouTube and watch some Will Ferrell stuff or something, but something that just makes you smile, something that brings positivity. So it doesn't have to be like, I'm ready to run through a brick wall, fire up. It can just be positivity, anything. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it starts with today. So we're not going to be like, we're going to start this on Monday. So when we get off this, I want you to just do your 5-minute fire up. Just think about, okay, what would be easy and what's motivating me and what am I going to go after today with my 5 minutes. All right. Okay. So now I want a commitment out of you. What are you going to do? Let's set that intention right now. And then as soon as we hang up, you do it.
I'm going to start that book.
Okay.
Power Habit.
Where is it? Do you have it?
It's on my iPad.
Okay. Where's your iPad located?
In my bedroom.
Okay. So it's like going to be like a 20-foot or less commute to your iPad.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it's just down the hall.
all right. So when we hang up, you're going to stand up. You're going to walk down the hall. You can use the bathroom if you need to, because I don't want any interruptions.
No,
Okay.
I won't have an accident.
Okay, good. Yeah. Just pee your pants and do your 5 minutes. That'll fire you right up. So you're gonna stand up. You're gonna walk to the bedroom. You're gonna grab that, and you're just gonna set your timer on your phone. All right, and set an alarm that it will ding when you're 5 minutes into it. I would keep your earbuds in. I just have found that for some reason it helps me focus when I'm reading or doing something else. I do some time stuff like this, but for whatever reason, keep your earbuds in. That way you've got the timer and you're not waking anybody else up or anything. You set your timer for 5 minutes. You read The Power Habit for 5 minutes, and that's your first victory of the day. And that's going to initiate good things. So,
all right, man.
Does that make sense?
I'm on it. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
You have my word.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll nail it, sometimes you won't. But what I want you to get in the mindset of is let's just start practicing doing this and putting things in motion, and we'll start collecting more wins than losses. And I've seen you do it before, and you've got a really good supportive community. You've got a very supportive wife. You've got me. You've got all your ReBoot friends. You got Coach Brooke, to check in with. So, we're just going to plug, like I said, today is the day you plant your feet firmly in the ground and you say, okay, I'm ready to brace for impact and stop the boulder.
Yeah.
All right? All right, man.
Cool, man.
I believe in you. So I know you
Thanks,
can do
Dad.
it. All right? So just borrow some of my energy, some of Coach Brooks' energy, some of the group's energy, some of Emily's energy, and let's just initiate momentum. And we're going to stop that boulder together. And it starts as soon as you say goodbye here, you go to the bedroom, you grab the iPad, you read for 5 minutes, and it starts. All right?
All right.
All right, sir.
You got it.
I want to maybe do a screenshot of you reading the book and post it in the group just for extra accountability, because I want to make sure you do this.
Will do.
All right, brother.
Yes, I will. All
right, Philip. Well, I appreciate you, and I'll look forward to your screenshot. All right?
Thanks, bud.
All right, man. Thanks for tuning into this episode. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. And if you are somebody that is intrigued by this Transformation ReBoot program, I want you to check it out. I want you to dive in, take the information for a spin, and see what you think. You can head on over to millionpoundmission.com or click the link in the show notes and check out the Transformation ReBoot program. If you decide to dive in, use the promo code 50, FIFTY, to save 50% on your launch fee. Now, the Transformation ReBoot program is unlike anything else out there because it's not centrally focused on a nutrition program. It's not centrally focused on a new, shiny fitness program. It's focused on having a better game plan and providing support around that game plan, providing coaching and connection and community around that game plan. We've got an amazing mastermind group of like-minded individuals that are going to be relatable to you, that are going through this process together. Our community is awesome. We get to do monthly ReBoot strategy calls just like the one you just listened to. We do weekly small group connection calls where we dive into topics or transformation danger zones, but it is just support. And that is what most people lack with their transformation. Again, they're willing to put in the work. They just don't have the support network around them to succeed. And that is about to change for you, my friend. Check out the Transformation ReBoot program. Go to millionpoundmission.com or click the link in the show notes.